Hi guys, I'm Ray from Bake with Ray. Welcome to the Ramadan series.
I'll be uploading recipes for Ramadan for the next 30 days, but don't forget to hit subscribe and the bell icon so you can get a notification for every time that I post a recipe.
Today we're going to make these super delicious creamy chicken pasties. I don't know why I said it like that. Anyway, to get started, we want to dice up our chicken into small, tiny, itty bitty pieces so that you get a nice mouthful of little bits of chicken in each pasty. I use chicken breast here, but you can also use chicken thigh if you want to, or a mixture of both. Then you want to go ahead and wash, peel and cut your spring onion again into small tiny pieces. In a pan, add some unsalted butter, let that melt on a low heat, and then turn the heat up to a medium high and add in your spring onions. Saute them for a couple of minutes and then go ahead and add in your chicken. I don't know why I use such a small pan. I don't know what I was thinking. Definitely use a bigger pan, guys, just so that your chicken isn't overcrowded and you don't have a hard time stirring it. Once the chicken begins to get some color, add in your seasonings: salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder and some paprika. You can add other stuff as well if you want to. It's totally up to you. Saute the chicken on a high heat until all the water dries out and it's cooked through. Measure out some milk in the meanwhile while that's cooking, and then once your chicken is cooked through and there's no residual water from the chicken left, only butter, as you can see here, you want to go ahead and add in your flour. Cook the flour for about a minute or two and then go ahead and add in your milk that you measured out, and just add it all in at once. It's fine on a high heat, and then stir it until it starts to thicken. It should take a few minutes to thicken up. Once it's nice and thick, you want to put the heat down to a low and let it simmer for about 5 minutes just to ensure that all the chicken is cooked through properly. You can check it as well. Add a nice bunch of grated mozzarella and then just let that melt with the residual heat. You could turn the hob off at this point. Finally, check for seasoning. If you want to add a little bit more salt or pepper, go ahead and add it in and then let it cool completely. And whilst it's cooling, prepare your egg wash. So beat an egg into a bowl. You're going to use this to join the pastry together as well as egg wash the top. Once the filling has completely cooled and you're ready to fill your pasties, take your pastry out of the fridge 5 minutes before you plan on filling it to avoid any crackage like I have here because I'm impatient. Then what I like to do is section the pastry by folding it. As you can see I'm doing here, I basically folded it into quarters and then in half landscape wise, and then I cut along the lines that I make with a pizza cutter. This will give me 8 equal sections. Now it's entirely up to you how you do these pasties. You can make 4 large ones by just filling the bottom row with 2 tablespoons of the filling, or you can do 8 small ones like I am doing here. For that you just need 1 tablespoon of filling per pasty. Brush the edges with some of the egg wash that you made earlier and then press down to stick the edges together. And repeat this for all of the pasties. Again, if you're making 4 large ones, then you'd leave the top ones empty and just use that pastry to cover the top of the bottom ones. I hope that makes sense. I hope I've explained that properly. Once you fill them all, you want to just use a fork to press down the sides just to make sure that it's all joined together and avoid any leakage of your pasties. At this point, you can freeze them. So before you put the egg wash on, you can freeze them. So I took some off to freeze because I didn't want to make them all at this point. When you're ready to bake, you can just preheat your oven, brush them with some egg wash, a generous amount of egg wash to get that nice golden brown color with the bake. Cut some holes for the steam to escape, and then optionally cover them with sesame seeds just to make them a teeny bit more prettier because we like pretty things. Bake in the oven for about 20 to 25 minutes until they're nice and golden brown on top. Make sure you've got plenty of space in between each pasty because they will expand. And there you go, guys, absolutely delicious pasty. So should be nice and flaky, the pastry, and a delicious creamy filling inside. You can't really see it properly because it's all brown. Feel free to adjust the recipe by adding some veggies into your mix as well. Wait for them to cool before you shove them in your gob like me and don't burn your mouth. Enjoy!